The film came about probably 6 months ago, where me and Mick were just hanging out, catching up, and he was talking about we should get on a trip together. He just goes, why don't you just surprise me on what we're gonna do, and I'll just go along and be surprised, because my world's pretty regimented and I know what I'm gonna be doing for the next 6 months to a year. I think the idea of being taken away from your norm and being surprised on your next adventure and getting out of your comfort zone is a great thing for everybody to do. But I think especially for Mick, I've known him well enough to know that there's much more layers to him as a person and a surfer as well that isn't portrayed in the media. And so I think it was a great opportunity to really just show what a good guy he is and what a great traveler he is as well.
What's going on tomorrow?
You tell me. I don't know. I'm going on a trip. I don't know where. I don't know for how long. And just sort of getting kidnapped.
Why do you want to be mixing it up right now?
I guess the whole sort of concept came about where I was, every time I plan a trip, you always expect something. You always think you're going to go to a destination and you want to get these sort of waves or whatever, and everything is always so scheduled.
When you come back, what do you hope to have from the experience?
I guess, the whole sort of gist of it is just have a great time and be able to tell a story of like these wild travels that we've done. And yeah, who knows, if we get waves, we get waves, but it's sort of more about the journey, which is pretty exciting. We're off.
The excitement, the anxiety, and the nervousness right now is sort of like at a high. Like I really don't know where the hell we're going.
This movie's different than a lot of movies that I've ever worked on because it's shot all in 3 weeks' time. We went to 7 countries, and the star, Mick Fanning, was surprised on every location. He had no idea where he was going, and we would show up at the airport and just hand him a boarding pass.
Okay, so we're going to London or Pamplona. What are we doing, running with the bulls or something? Are we serious?
Yeah.
We're going to run, you guys are running with the bulls, I'm not. You're kidding.
It was exciting that Mick didn't know where he was going next, but it was really tough on the crew because we all knew where he was going, and it was really easy to blow that secret. So there'd be times where someone would start talking about the next location, all excited, and what they're gonna do there, and we'd have to like tackle them and take him away from Mick so Mick wouldn't find out. So there was a couple near misses, but for the most part, he didn't know where he was going next.
Rwanda.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Let's go tackle a gorilla. So surreal to be like in the wild, like total wild, and then just to be sitting there right next to a gorilla, like from me to your way was just, it's hard to describe like what it felt like, but sort of felt so insignificant, but then it was so empowering as well. It was just incredible.
With this concept, it's more about our life is so scheduled and so go to the same place all the time. So it was great to just give all control away and just wake up each day not knowing what we're doing. If we're going surfing, we're going to chase gorillas, or whatever we're doing, I just find out. It's sort of like wake up at breakfast and find out. So it's been awesome, and we're only a few days in, and I can't wait to see what the next couple of weeks brings.
Collaboration is really big with the way I work on making all my projects, and especially with surf movies. I like to work with a surfer and coordinate the locations and look at the swells together and just try to figure out the best plan of attack. And that this one, because Mick was surprised in every location, felt a lot different than how I normally work. And it was a little unnerving to be going to a location without sort of backup from the surfers, and especially the star of the movie, and not having them on board and going, yeah, that's a good call. So it was a lot more pressure, I guess, in that sense, to making the right call. But luckily I had photographer Ted Grambo with us to help bounce ideas around, and then Ben Madison with SwellNet, looking at the swells, so that really helped too. So.
It's certainly not easy by any task. It's quite extreme travel schedule. You're literally going from plane to bed to get 4 hours sleep, get up at 4 o'clock, travel to the next destination, get up, chase surf, do some extreme whatever's on the itinerary, there's some pretty interesting things in the pipe work. It's just non-stop, and you've got to, at the same time, sort of capture those moments on film and video, and get the job done, as well as just not losing your passport and your phone and your film, and backing everything up. Everything's just multiplied in intensity, which is a great way to work.
All right, so it's 5 o'clock in the morning. We stored our bags and stuff in this hostel around the corner, and we went to go and pick them up. It's all locked up, banging on the door. Everything's just making as much noise as possible. No one's waking up, so we don't know what we're doing yet. The boys made it. Someone actually finally woke up at the hotel and grabbed our bags and just made it in time to check in, and so now we're off to Ireland. Just found out I'm about to jump on a helicopter with John John and go surf at Slabby Little Right. It's going to be fun to go and find this little wave, and especially surfing with him, it's going to be incredible. He's such a great surfer, and one of my favourites at the moment. So it's going to be good fun.
Going on a trip with John John was a real buzz for me, because I've never really traveled with him before. And he's not what I expected. He gets paid millions, and he's the newest thing, and all this hype about him. And he's just so easygoing. Like, there was times where we were just surfing all day, and we were far from stores or restaurants, and we just had peanut butter and honey sandwiches, and just on the beach, and we just eat that and go back out and surf all day. And just really easygoing, like, back of the van, no complaints, just low maintenance. So it was great and really refreshing to see, and made me excited for his future and future surfing.
Here we are, first destination. This is one stop that we get. But we're going to get some good waves today, I think. We woke up real early, we came down the west coast, and we're going to have to see what we get. I think we're going to get lucky. We're starving, so we're going to get some food, and I don't know how healthy it is right now, but people say, you are what you eat, but I don't remember eating a legend.
Hooking up with Jordy was awesome, because we just got done with this crazy leg of the movie, and we were exhausted, and we arrived into Jordy's hometown, and he just opened his doors and got us all beds, and we stayed at his house, and he cooked us food and really took care of us, and settled in for a day, and then took off to our next adventure with him, to a spot that was just pretty much like perfect Hossiger, 6-foot Hossiger. So it was amazing to watch them surf there all day. It was a real honor to have Tom Curren join us for the movie. I've always looked up to him as a kid, and he's been my favorite surfer when I was, a teenager. And so to see him nowadays in perfect slabbing waves and see how he surfs those was a relief, really, to know that he's still got it and still that crazy surfer that I've always looked up to. So it was amazing to have him on the trip, and I'm glad that he showed up, because sometimes he's elusive.